Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. I hope that you've all been very well. I actually just landed from casting the EWC over in Riyadh. But yeah, I just landed like 10 hours ago? I don't know, something like that. Or no, like 20 hours ago. Anyways, whatever. I landed, I slept, I'm awake, time to cast. So anyways, I hope you had a good time. I had pre-uploaded a ton of casts before I left. But yeah, this one is completely recent. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. And let's talk about what we're looking at here today. So here in the left-hand side of the map, this is Rain. And over here on the right, this barcode Terran is in fact Scan. So should be a very, very good match. We're on Apocalypse. Excited to see what this is going to end up looking like. Rain, obviously one of the most talented players ever. We see him playing pretty darn steadily right now as the ASL qualifiers come up. So that's kind of nice to see. I would love to see him come back and make it super deep into there. I really just wish that he'd stop being a successful. Yeah, I wish he'd be less successful with his streaming of all sorts of games. If only we could get him just on Brood War all the time. And then, of course, Scan, practicing hard as can be, as always. And I have actually really liked Scan's TVP lately. I think in CNSL, he put out some of the best series I've seen in a while. I actually was talking to him about that recently. I might have mentioned this when I cast another Scan game the other day. And he actually was like, oh, I feel like my TVP is weak. So, well, that's every Terran player basically always feels like that. It's a real thing. So, anyways, we'll see. This is a great test for him against Rain. Because if he can just, play well against Rain here, have a good result, then it's obviously very, very good TVP. Because as soon as Rain is active for any amount of time, and he's been active for a bit now, he is, one of the very strongest Protoss. Maybe not as strong in this matchup as, Snow. Maybe not as strong as Best even in this matchup, but, one of the very strongest for sure. I think probably his PvP easily #1 in the world when he's in shape. His PvZ easily top 3. And his PvT probably right around, I don't know, top 3, top 4. And people will be like, wow, you lost to Light. Yeah, Light was on fire. Light destroyed that finals. Okay, that happens sometimes. And Rain was barely even active. Anyways, whatever. We have Dragoon on the way. Range gets canceled here, and of course Scan sees that, so he's going to know that that is a super fast Nexus. He himself has a super fast Nexus here, only 2 Marines out in the front. It is, or a super fast command center rather, and this does look like it was the double depot gasless expansion, which we've talked about a lot on this channel. It's really interesting to see this particular variation gaining popularity again. Oops, sorry. Gaining popularity again. It was really one depot gasless. I saw a lot of people going for a bit. But yeah, now we're really into a situation where it seems like all the pros really like the double depot, which is, of course, a little bit safer. All right, so Dragoon runs up, sees that there is, in fact, a command center almost done, so he's going to know that that is a gasless. And yeah, looking back over here, the SCV doing some decent scouting, but of course there's nothing really to scout yet. Just more Dragoons being made. This one's sitting out front. Looks like he does want to maybe put some range pressure onto this bunker as that range finishes up. Now, because he canceled range into the Nexus, this will be a later range than you normally see. Normally this would be done in 15 seconds or so. If you start range right away, it finishes right around 4 minutes and 25 seconds. This is obviously going to be a little bit later. So Scan actually has a lot more options on how to defend it. If it's that regular 425 finish, right? So you start hitting the bunker right now, and you can see the factory's not done, right? So you basically have 2 minutes before siege, approximately. So here, because it is a little bit later, he can actually go for just pure siege tank here. If you put 4 Marines in the bunker, and you just micro a little bit, 4 siege tanks, siege tanks can come out and just kind of bully the goons back. So he doesn't have to go siege mode here. He can if he wants, but Yeah, I don't know if he's going to want to do that. Now, range is done. As you can see, it's like 20 to 23 seconds later than it would have been otherwise. Starts attacking on this bunker. We don't see that fourth goon over there yet. He did go robo into a second gateway, and with that fourth goon going up, of course, the fourth goon, and he is going to go siege, so he doesn't want to screw around with that. But the fourth goon is the one where it becomes dangerous, and you're more likely to want to get siege because 4 goons will two-shot a tank, so it becomes very difficult to micro, and if you lose your first siege tank, oftentimes the game is going heavily towards Protoss. Now the pressure continues. Runs that Dragoon right by, a little bit sloppy there. And, of course, the siege tank coming up. Siege mode is going to be done very, very shortly here. The one thing he has to look out for is a run-in. This is pretty wide, so he's going to poke. And he'll back up. Yeah, siege mode about to finish. Yeah, as long as he blocks if there's a run-up. I don't think there will be. Rain is too good to do that. It would take a real B ranker to run up and try to grab that siege tank. But yeah, observatory is done. So observers on the way. Third nexus coming up. All very standard, strong stuff coming out of Rain here. As far as scan goes, just making some more tanks. And he actually added, he went to 4 factory very, very, very quickly. So this is going to be basically an all-in push from him. You see speed on the way. And in fact, as he gets mines going, he'll probably take some SCVs off of gas, is my guess. So there's mines. He sells 100 gas. Okay, so we have 2 SCVs here and 2 SCVs here. And that's actually as optimal as you can get. The third SCV on geysers doesn't mine as quick as the first 2, right? So if you have 2 geysers, much better than putting 3 and 0 is 2 and 2. You just gain a lot more gas that way. So right now, scan moving out. He's got a good 6 Marines and, oh my God, 5 siege tanks. Vulture's going to be popping out of these 4 factories. And I really think this is just going to kill Rain. This is such a strong push. This is a much older build that we're seeing from him. The 4 factory, 5 tank push is like, this has been used for years and years and years. I haven't seen it too much lately. And look at this. Rain actually had no idea where these units were. And he's microing back really well. But I think there's just a little bit too much here. Like the Marines and Vultures doing a great job of kind of blocking. He is laying some mines down. And yeah, he's just going to stomp this. In fact, I feel like he should pull back with the tanks. He's pushing so hard on the goons. He just wants to eliminate all of them. You know what? I guess he's actually right. I was going to say... I felt like maybe he should just come down, but actually Scan is 100% right to push that hard right there. He gets it down to such a measly amount of goons, and they have such a bad path anywhere back that they're basically useless at this point. More Vultures coming out. He is microing against these Zealots, and that is going to be a very fast GG. Yeah, let's just jump into another game. All right, so we are jumping into a game here where it is once again Scan on a different part code, you know, and we have Bisu down here. So going to be on Polypoid, and you can see that Bisu here planning for a Nexus first. Now, he's not cross-spawn, but also Bisu doesn't cheat, so he doesn't know that. That Nexus first, we'll see how that does here against Scan, who obviously was looking very, very good there against Rain, playing 2 of the world's best Protoss right here in a row. And these were played in the same ladder session, like maybe an hour later. So anyways, Bisu throwing down that Nexus and going to start his scouting now. Oh, and he's going to scout to the north. So that's very fortuitous. Going to be able to see Scan right away. And Scan looks like he's going to scout to the south. Oh, is he actually scouting cross? Yeah, he is. So Bisu with the cross spawn scout, which is actually very strong. Mini started this for Protoss players. And look, Scan coming right down. He's going to see what this is. And as he gets there, Bisu's going to know that it's a close spawn, and he'll probably throw down a second gateway. He actually could, I was just going to say, could go Forge. This leans towards Forge, seeing the pylon there, but it does not 100% have to be Forge. Now, if it is Forge, oftentimes you'll go Gas and then Forge. That's kind of the new metagame for that. And we'll see if he goes for that. Now, the probe going over, he will find him second. We'll see, does Scan add a third depot? That's what tells you, okay, he's actually still mining gas. So I'm not sure what this will be, but it will be something very aggressive. And there's the forge. All right. Yeah, I think he saw the pylon go down, and he was like, okay, it's going to be a Marine siege tank push, is what Scan decided. You know, that's the one thing that really can stomp the forge expand. But you have to kind of know what's going on, and Protoss has to react a little bit poorly here. Now, the Marines push out the probe. The probe has mostly come back home. A cannon is going to get started. 2 factories on the way. So the successful versions of this that I have seen and that I have experienced is you only go 1 add-on, I think. You can technically go for a second add-on, but like you can't really afford 2 factory siege tanks, and you don't really need it. It's more about consistent production. So if you go like siege tank with siege mode, non-stop Marines, and then you rally vultures and then get mines afterwards, I feel like that's a very good way to play it. We'll see if he goes for that second add-on. I'm really excited to see Scan doing this, because you know that he's getting really dialed in for the ASL quals. So yeah, let's see. Yep, and it is going to be no add-on. Yeah, so this will just give him a few more units. Now here at Bisu, yeah, I was going to say he has to go 3-gate minimum. Some people used to go 4-gate when this Forge Fast expansion against Terran first came up. A lot of people went 4-gate to try to stop this incoming push. But I have seen 3-gate a little bit more often recently. Haven't really seen anyone going 4-gate. Now, generally, you're going to skip range with this, and you're just going to basically try to ape your way through the incoming push. Now, 3 Zealots and now a Dragoon on the way. We'll see if he starts range or not. No? Yeah, honestly, I think it's best to skip the range. It's just about having enough muscle. If you kill the push, Terran's basically dead. Notice how he's got 18 SCVs. Like, this is super, super, super all in. He's coming up now, and where's the SCVs? Okay, there they are. Normally, you do bring SCVs because you have to build a bunker, and eventually you'll have to build a missile turret as well. So he sieges up and hits this. So Bisu knows exactly what's going on, and it's just about trying to break this. And he's actually going to bring probes, but the probes are just slightly late to the party. Yeah, brings those up, and he is targeting down the siege tank. Oh, man. Well, I mean, 3 vultures here are going to do pretty darn well. He is getting mines as well. I think one of the big problems here is that he did lose all of those Marines. So the Marines are actually a huge support. Now, it comes out again. Bisu bringing a ton of units. The thing is, if you hold this, you just win. It doesn't even matter if you lose all the probes at your natural, because you have the second Nexus. So it's just like, that's basically all you got to do. And the probes actually surrounding the siege tank. Oh my god. The Dragoons absolutely destroying all the vultures. Bisu showing like really perfect understanding of how to do this here. Well, yeah. Sorry. There's really nothing else to say. Like I said, if you hold it at all, it's over. Yeah, I mean, the 3 Zealots can tank so much going up there. And the thing is, if you pull back the timing, there gets more and more units. And what if the units can stand here instead of back here? Tough one. A tough one. It's hard to punish this build in general. Not sure I'm a huge fan of that. The thing is, if they go robo quickly and you pull off that push, then they die at like 100% of the time, or you kill a Nexus 100% of the time. Maybe it could continue from there. But yeah, not quite enough there from Scan. Bisu going to go ahead and take him down. But I'd say Scan looking pretty good. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this double game feature, and we'll see you next time.